Now to short track. Vancouver marked the third Olympics for Shawnee Davis's good friend Apolo Ono, who entered these games with an opportunity to make American Winter Olympic history. Racing in Vancouver also offered Ono the chance to perhaps complete his Olympic career near his Seattle home. Here's Ted Robinson.
The legend of Apolo Ono began 8 years ago in Salt Lake City. The only son of a Japanese immigrant, he burst into the American public's consciousness with tremendous talent and a magnetic energy. And from that beginning, he showed that his races would never lack unexpected drama.
He's reaching back for one more gear, trying to hold up lead. They bunt. There's bumping to the line. It's going to be Kim holding on. Has Kim been disqualified? I think that's the call. Ono has one goal.
4 years later in Torino, after a slow start, he finished with a flourish, earning 3 more medals and winning gold in what he called the perfect race. But for Apolo, it was the Vancouver Games that would complete a journey. On the first night of the Games, he renewed his rivalry with the South Koreans and was rewarded when short track's predictable unpredictability led to an outrageous finish.
Look for Apolo Ono to set up a pass right here up on the inside. There's all kinds of bumping, and now Apolo's back in third. He's got a race here in the gun lap, and Ono's may get pushed off the medal. Korea may sweep this, and it is going to be Korea wipes out. Unbelievable, and Apolo won silver. Welcome back to short track, everyone.
Ono's 6th medal made him short track's most decorated skater and equaled Bonnie Blair's U.S. Winter Olympics record. A week later, he was back to break the record in the 1,000 meters. Halfway home, Apolo appeared to be perfectly positioned until the hand of Canada's Francois Hamelin nudged Ono off track for gold.
A wide turn with some slipping, but now Apolo's falling back. A lot going to happen. Apolo Ono in trouble. Leo Souk and his partner Lee Jung-soo in the lead. He's going to be Charles Amblin around the last turn. Apolo to third. And it's the Koreans 1-2, and Apolo Ono wins bronze. It's Apolo's 7th.
As the most decorated Winter Olympian in U.S. history, Ono next set out to defend his Torino gold in the 500 meters. The race he calls 40 seconds of pure adrenaline, speed, and torque. But in qualifying, it was his unmatched ability to avoid disaster that earned him a spot in the final.
And there's a spill, 2 down. Apolo hurdles the pack. Apolo chasing, a spin around, Hosouk goes down.
As Apolo proved in Torino, the start is crucial in the 500. This time he was clearly 4th off the line and couldn't recover, forcing him to make a desperate pass in the final turn, a move that would get him disqualified. With 1 race left, Ono moved beyond the disappointment and gathered a young U.S. team to plot 1 more race for the podium in the men's 5,000 relay. In the final laps, with the U.S. in 4th, Ono entered the ice.
Watch what Ono can do. He's the best in the world in this situation. And here comes Apolo, racing for his 8th medal. He's into 3rd. It's Canada in the lead. China 2nd. Apolo 3rd for the United States. This is what the relay is about. A sprint to the finish.
On Ono's final night in Vancouver, the city where he first learned to race, his Olympics ended with another trip to the podium. A record 8th in his brilliant career. Will we see Apolo Ono skate in another Olympics? Not even he knows the answer. But whether he does or doesn't, Ono leaves Vancouver fulfilled, his journey complete.
And here now the familiar face of Apolo Ono. As we watch that piece, I saw you several times shaking your head just about the very nature of your sport, which is, you realize, insane.
Insane. I think that, after a 3rd time being to these Olympic Games and showing this sport to the world, I think people back home realize that this is probably the most unpredictable sport out there. And it's been a pleasure for me in this sport to be able to compete and medal every single time.
The 500 meters, where you had what you described as the perfect race in Torino, you're trying to defend the gold. As Ted Robinson aptly described it, you got off late.
Yes.
You were fourth in a four-man race.
Yes.
It's a fast race. You don't have really time to let it play out. You had to make a move, and that move got you disqualified. Afterwards, you told Chris Collinsworth that you thought that was questionable.
Right. Well, in the 500 meter, it's 40 seconds of mayhem. You have no time to make any fast decisions. I was in fourth the whole race, had so much speed going in the last corner, and I was going to try to cut inside the entire pack and actually try to get a medal. The Canadian in front of me slipped a little bit. I had my hand up as protection, not to be aggressive, but just to make sure we did not bump. He ended up falling, and the referee decided to disqualify me. At the time, I didn't, and still, I didn't agree with the decision. But that's short track. That's the Olympic Games, and like life, it's unpredictable. But I left every single thing I have on the ice. My heart, my soul. I came into these games with no real expectations other than that I've come here prepared, and I was going to represent my country the best I could do. And I'm all smiles, Bob. I have absolutely no regrets.
The fact that you accepted that with such grace probably comes from having been in 3 Olympics and the understanding that you can't argue the way you would a call in a baseball game or a basketball game.
Right.
This is the Olympics, and you have to comport yourself in a different way.
Not only that, but I've trained my whole life for this, and every single time I've been treated so well by the Olympic Games. It's given me so much insight, and I've been blessed and lucky enough to be my best. And this is an opportunity for me to shine. And I've had such an incredible career. I've been so happy to be able to share it with so many friends and family, and it's just been an amazing experience. And to be able to go out there and give my all, that's all I ask for. Whether I'm disqualified, I come in first, second, or third, it's not really up to me. I just, I carry my struggles further, and that's what's most important.
3 more medals here, career total of 8, 2 gold, 2 silver, 4 bronze.
8.
Is 8 enough, or is Sochi a possibility in 2014?
Well, I'll tell you what, Bob, 8 is a lucky number for many reasons for me. And, it's the yin and the yang, it's infinity. And it's so meaningful for me to just so many on different levels. The symbolism of the games, and Sochi is definitely in my mind. Whether I have my skates with me or not, that's gonna be the question.
This is a semi-retirement speech. That's
No,
what I'm getting.
there's gonna be no speeches like that. For me, I'll make the decision when the time is right. But for now, there's many other things that I want to pursue for the next few years, and you'll definitely see me in Sochi. It's just whether I have my ice blades with me or not.
All right, we'll let you be coy about it for now. Last thing, very quickly, you were at the hockey game.
Yes.
You're an American, but you live close to the Canadian border. You know what this meant to the
Yes.
host country. That's one of the greatest sports events I have ever seen.
It was the greatest hockey game I've ever seen. I wanted this so much for our men's hockey team, and when I was watching them receive the silver medal, the things that were going through my mind was, boys, stand tall. You guys played like absolute warriors. The entire United States was cheering you on, regardless of outcome. Sure, we wanted you guys to win. It was a historical night for Canada and what they've done, and I think they've shown that all their efforts were put into a spectacular Olympic Games. But, me being an American and having my heart, I felt like I was on the ice. I was looking for my skates. I wanted to jump out there. Give me the puck, man. How can I help? But I'd probably get smashed and pummeled anyway. But it was an amazing experience, and I was very proud to be an American even at that moment. Absolutely.
Apollo, as always, thanks. Congrats on your Olympic Games. And when we come back, Evan Lysacek's surprise win over Yevgeny Plushenko in men's figure skating. That's after this.